Imagine a young woman, full of life, celebrating her graduation in a tropical paradise. A night of partying, a casual encounter, and then silence. She vanishes without a trace on an island where everyone knows each other, turning a dream holiday into an international nightmare. This is the case of Natalee Holloway, a mystery that captured the world's attention, exposing secrets, lies, and the unbearable pain of a family searching for answers. What really happened to Natalee that night in Aruba? Was she a victim of a crime? And why, even after years of investigation and conflicting confessions, has her body never been found? Prepare to delve into a story of intrigue, frustration, and the relentless pursuit of justice in one of the most famous and disturbing disappearance cases in recent history. Are you ready to unravel the enigma of Natalee Holloway and understand why this case continues to haunt us all? Natalee Holloway, born on date in Memphis, Tennessee, USA, was a high school student from Mountain Brook, Alabama. She was a promising young woman, a member of the National Honor Society and the school dance team, and planned to attend the University of Alabama on a full scholarship to study medicine. In May year, after her graduation, Natalee and number classmates traveled to Aruba for an unofficial 5-day graduation trip. The Caribbean island, known for its pristine beaches and lively nightlife, was a popular destination for American students seeking fun and relaxation, an idyllic setting that would soon transform into a stage of mystery and tragedy. On the night of May to date, Natalee was last seen by her classmates around 10 a.m., leaving the Carlos and Charlie's bar and nightclub in Oranjestad, the capital of Aruba. She got into a car with 3 local young men, Joran van der Sloot, an 8-year-old Dutch student living in Aruba, and his to Surinamese friends, brothers Deepak and Satish Kalpo. Natalee had a flight scheduled back home later that day, but she did not turn up for the flight. Her luggage and passports were found in her holiday inn room, untouched, which immediately raised suspicions that something serious had happened. Natalee Holloway's disappearance quickly became international news, and the search for her mobilized authorities and volunteers from various countries. Immediately after Natalee's disappearance, her mother, Beth Holloway, and stepfather, George Twitty, flew to Aruba, determined to find their daughter. They quickly provided the police with the name and address of Joran van der Sloot, with whom Natalee was last seen. Van der Sloot and the Kalpo brothers were interrogated and claimed to have dropped Natalee off her hotel around 10 a.m. They denied knowing what had happened to her. However, their stories were inconsistent and frequently changed, raising suspicions and frustrating investigators. Joran van der Sloot was arrested twice on suspicion of involvement in Natalee's disappearance, and the Kalpo brothers were arrested 3 times. However, due to a lack of concrete evidence, all were released without being charged with a crime. The Aruban police and Dutch authorities conducted extensive searches for Natalee across the island and in the surrounding waters, with the participation of hundreds of volunteers, FBI agents, Dutch soldiers, and divers. Despite these efforts, Natalee's body was never found, which made the case even more agonizing for the family. The investigation was marked by criticism from the Holloway family and international media, who accused the Aruban police of incompetence, lack of transparency, and not taking the case seriously. The lack of progress and the impunity of the suspects generated frustration and outrage worldwide. In December Aruban prosecutors announced that the case would be closed without charging anyone with a crime, a devastating blow to the Holloway family, who refused to give up their search for justice. Over the years, Joran van der Sloot made several conflicting statements about Natalee's disappearance, adding layers of mystery and frustration to the case. Video footage emerged showing him saying that Natalee had died on the morning of her disappearance and that a friend had disposed of her body. He later denied the veracity of these comments and claimed to have sold Natalee into sexual slavery, but then retracted these statements, becoming a central and enigmatic figure in the case. In year, van der Sloot was convicted of the murder of Stephanie Flores Ramirez in Peru, a crime he committed exactly 5 years after Natalee Holloway's disappearance. In June year, he was extradited to the US to face charges of extortion and wire fraud, both linked to Natalee Holloway's disappearance. On October year, van der Sloot pleaded guilty to the extortion charges and confessed to killing Natalee Holloway by blunt force trauma after she rejected his sexual advances. He stated that he threw her body into the sea. After the confession, he returned to Peru to continue his sentence for Flores' murder, leaving behind a confession that, while late, brought some form of closure to the Holloway family, but still without Natalee's body. Natalee Holloway was legally declared dead on January year, at her father's request. However, the absence of her body and the uncertainty surrounding the exact details of her death continue to haunt her family and intrigue the public. The Natalee Holloway case has become a symbol of the dangers young people can face while traveling and the complexity of international investigations, highlighting the need for greater cooperation among authorities from different countries. The case also raised questions about cooperation between authorities from different countries and the protection of tourists in popular destinations. Despite Joran van der Sloot's confession, the mystery surrounding Natalee Holloway's disappearance persists, and the search for complete answers and Natalee's body continues. Natalee's story is a painful reminder that sometimes the truth can be elusive and justice delayed, but the hope of finding Natalee never dies for her family and for those who follow the case. Natalee Holloway's legacy is a plea for vigilance and the relentless pursuit of justice for all disappearance victims. The Natalee Holloway case is a mystery that reminds us of the fragility of life and the relentless pursuit of justice. What do you think about Natalee's disappearance and Joran van der Sloot's confession? Do you believe the full truth has been revealed? How can we ensure that cases like this receive the attention and justice they deserve? Leave your comment below and share your thoughts. Your opinion is very important to us. If you are intrigued by this story and want more cases that challenge logic and make us question reality, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to not miss the next videos. In our next episode, we will delve into another mystery that will leave you breathless. Stay tuned.